the IDP LIVECAST. Here we go. Hi, Jordan. How you doing?
Good morning. What's up? Let's go win some week 2 matchups.
Hell yeah. Pumped this week. Some good matchups. Got a lot of good questions already. This is going to be kind of nuts. Ask your questions.
Yeah, guys, send us questions while you're watching this if you want. We've already got a few backlogged from over the last couple of days. We're just going to answer them, do some start sits, maybe even talk about some of our rosters, and talk about the matchups and, get ready to watch some football today. I'm pumped. I mean, my lady's going on a little bachelorette outing with her girls to some wineries, so I got both kids today. So I'm going to be double fisting the kids, watching some football. Let's do this.
It'll be legit. All right, let's. I already got some questions, and I'll pop one up right now. From Mike Kim's asked Jerome Baker or Miles Jack.
That is tough. Miles Jack threw a little bitch fit last week, got kicked out of the game. So I think we're all a little bit hesitant to play him. But the reality is he's going to play 100% of snaps. He just got paid. That's a toss-up to me. And if it really, really, really comes down to it, I'm probably gonna play Miles Jack still.
I'm with you on Miles Jack. I don't trust Jerome Baker's offense or team or.
Yeah, there's just too much. I mean, everything. I like him a lot, and he's in my top 12 this week because I think he does have he might show out, especially against the Pats, who are going to have the ball a lot, move the sticks a lot. He could build those numbers up over the game. But I think Miles Jack's going to come out with something to prove this week, and I think that'll show up in his play.
I mean, you could see a type of play, with as bad as the Steelers stayed on the field last week, and it seemed like that Devin Bush kind of balled out. So in that aspect, maybe Jerome Baker is a good play. I'm with you. It is a toss-up. I love Miles Jack. With Tevin Smith gone, I think you need to be a play for him for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So
what else we got in there?
We've got plenty. I got another one from Jordan Knight as Sam Hubbard or Frank Clark. This is a hard one for most people.
Dude, that's so funny because I'm literally staring at a lineup on MFL that my last one I got set, and I've got 4 defensive ends, and I have Frank Clark and DeMarcus Lawrence as my starters right now, but I have Sam Hubbard and Nick Bosa on this team, and Sam Hubbard, I got to get him in my lineup. I'm just trying to decide if I'm sitting DeMarcus Lawrence or if I'm sitting Frank Clark, and that's tough. For me, it's looking like Frank Clark's going to sit. I know that might sound crazy. I have him really, really high on my rankings. I think I even have him a little bit higher than Sam Hubbard, but I want Hubbard. I want what he's going to do.
What Hubbard had to 94% of snaps last week?
I think 86 maybe, 84, 86, but I mean still a shit ton. He only was not there like 4 or 5. So
I love Frank Clark. I love Sam Hubbard. Both are very solid guys.
Yeah, it's so tough.
Russell Mavis just commented on our live chat, and he thinks Frank Clark.
I know, and that's but Oakland, they didn't let
exactly. Oakland held
Carr did not get much pressure last week. Carr was up in a clean pocket all the time.
Well, Russell, you say you Frank Clark, and I'm going to give you a question here. Do you think Frank Clark are better than Von Miller and Nick Chubb? Because I don't.
No, I don't either.
So in this aspect, that offensive line is actually pretty stout. Showed out against one of the best defensive lines in all of football.
It just feels wrong, though. It's like, you start your studs, but I feel like Sam Hubbard is a stud. They're playing San Francisco. Jimmy Garoppolo, I think, is a little bit more of a mess than Derek Carr. I think I'm going to sit Frank Clark this week personally and play Hubbard
for the glory. If it had to be one or the other for me, it has to be
for the glory. Hubbard. So I hope that gives Mr. Knight confidence to do the same. And if it falls apart, we both go down with this ship.
Russell Mavis says he likes Chubb.
I like Chubb too. I only have him on one team. I think
he didn't do much last week either, so that's why I'm staying away from Frank Clark. All right, Russell, because you were the first person to pop on the chat, I'm going to give you your question because you're live. Let's go. Cole Holcomb, does he start now after a great week 1?
Yeah, I think he probably does.
Bro, get balled out. Even if he doesn't start, he's still going to get about 80% of snaps. So I think he might be a play for you.
Yeah, I think you're going to want to play him. If you don't have a better option, obviously if you have a stud, play him. But I'm not shying away from Holcomb after what I saw last week and knowing that,
Can he tackle Zeke is the question.
well, Zeke's going to give him a lot of chances to try. So
It's for dang sure.
I
So
think we'd like that.
I'm with you. I think that's a good group there. So yeah, I think we both agree. I think he's going to get. If he doesn't start, he's going to play plenty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got another one. Alfred Cole asks Wagner versus Leonard. It's Wagner or Leonard, I'm thinking.
Yeah,
But
this is one of my buddies from one of my leagues. My main, when I refer to my main IDP Dynasty league, this is one of my bros. So this is not his league that I'm in with him because he doesn't have Leonard. He traded him like an idiot in the draft. But anyway, we won't talk about that. But this one was tough for me. But I think I'm just gonna go Leonard. I don't see any reason not to play him.
I said earlier in the week, it's that defense is better,
Mm-hmm.
and it's tough to. But the biggest thing is I've been on Leonard when he was in college, so I said he was going to have a breakout year last year. He did. However, he's got a much tougher team with him this year, and it was a good matchup. But here's the facts. Leonard has the biggest upside of almost any linebacker in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So, as much as I love Bobby Wagner, if you can't play both, which is crazy, then play Leonard.
Yeah.
But I would definitely play both. If you can play both, you have to play both. It's just a thing. I mean, it's got to happen.
Agreed.
Okay, I got another one here from the Dynasty Chef.
Ooh, the man behind the curtain, he'll be up here with us here in just a minute, I think.
He will be. Steven Taylor the Dynasty Chef asks, Roquan Smith or Devin Bush? Dude, I watched Devin Bush ball out against the Patriots, who are one of the best teams in all of football, and power rankings #1. So I'm going to go with Devin Bush on this. And I watched Roquan make 2 tackles and went dead quiet last week.
Yeah. That's tough. I think I'm going to go Devin Bush as well, just because of what he's done on limited NFL playing time and on limited snaps,
Don't get me wrong, Roquan could go off. But if you have to sit one of them, which I'm probably playing both, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm going to find a way to squeak both. Actually, that's funny I'm saying that. I'm about to check my lineup with the guy that Kohal, who asked the last question, but I have both of them as starters this week in that league right now. So that's it hurts my heart to see that you might even have to sit one of these guys. But yeah, I've got Roquan and I've got Devin Bush in my IDP flex spot. And I'm actually going to play Honest War this week over a couple of other studs, just because I think that he's going to.
It's funny you say that because I have a question with that one. So,
okay.
I'll give you.
So anyway, there you go, Steve. Play Bush.
Okay. Russell Mavis said, "Hey, thanks. My league starts 4 linebackers. He will blow Zeke up." All right, we'll see what happens, man. Give him a shot. I got a new guy just popped on the chat. Just sent a message. Hadn't even read it. I don't know what I'm actually watching. I was just looking for some. Oh wow, I'm gonna have to back away from that one. Thanks, guys. Okay, buddy. I don't think you can do that on YouTube. So have a good day with that. But I give you a little love. You get to see your thing on the chat. Have a good day.
What else we got?
Let's go back to the banners. I got Steven Taylor asks, pick 2, Milano, Warner, Jewell, or Ogletree. I think you and me are both dead on this one. I think it's the first 2, Milano and Warner.
Yeah, I like Jewell and I like Ogletree, but I like Warner and Milano better.
I like the fact that Milano's getting 100% of snaps. I like the fact that Warner's getting 100% of snaps.
Yep.
Jewell is too, but Jewell doesn't have the athletic ability as the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been high on Warner. I was high on Warner last week, so I like his matchup. I really do. I got another one. This one's a double dipper and a big one, so some good comments. Ooh, I got a live one. Let's go. Never mind, Hunter just talking smack again.
The thing about Warner is For whatever reason, nobody, just going back to that last one, for whatever reason, I don't know why it's so hard to just play Fred Warner. I guess it's because he didn't have much hype when he got drafted. Nobody really cared, but he's done nothing but be productive, especially for IDP and in a consistent way. Shanahan seems to trust him. I mean, he's played next to studs or had studs on the same team, but it's just like he's the guy that seems to always be out there. So to me, he's a no-brainer start at this point. I have him in 1 or 2 or 3 spots. I actually traded him to Kohol, who asked a couple questions back in the offseason, and I regret it. I want him back, but he's probably never going to give him to me because he got rid of Leonard. So he needs full stables. What else we got? What's the next question? We had something here. That asked pick 2 DBs to start between Sean Williams, Adrian Phillips, Tracy Walker, Xavier Woods, and Kareem Jackson. What are you thinking about those guys?
For me, I would have to. I'm really big on that guy,
Kareem Jackson.
I love Kareem Jackson. I think he's
a must start because of the fact that from what we've seen of Denver so far. I mean, you can almost pull this back several years. Their offense isn't good. Their defense is good. Hey, what's up, Steve?
Steve's with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I love Kareem Jackson. He's definitely my start for that one.
And I think you can. I still think Adrian Phillips it's between the other one. It's between Sean Williams and Adrian Phillips for me. And I'm probably going to go Adrian Phillips because if he's being played as a DB, I know he's playing mostly linebacker right now, supposedly. So he's going to have good tackle opportunities this week. So I would probably be playing him and Jackson.
Yep, I'm with you. I love the aspect of Xavier Woods just had too good of a week to not discuss how well he's going to play. And I think that Keenum's going to have to throw it around the yard to play with the Cowboys. So to do that means Xavier Woods comes into play. It would be interesting to see what Adrian Peterson does in that game. He's a big Dallas homer, so it's funny to see that actually happen. I got some more people pop up.
Yeah, you need to start vetting these questions.
Boom, I got you. I know the last one was bad, right? Pick 2, Phillips, Honey Badger, or Bayard. I think Phillips has a bounce back week. I like him, and obviously I like the Honey Badger.
Yeah, that's where I'd go to.
Bayard has been so consistent, though.
Yeah, it's tough to sit him. It's really up to you. I think they all three have similar sort of, upside and ceiling.
Adrian Phillips disappeared last week, which was
it is
crappy for me, you, and everybody. I mean,
but I still think I'm going to play him and Honey Badger too, like you said.
Yeah, I like it. I'm a fan of those two, so we'll see how that goes. Let's go back to. I've got the long one for you. This is going to be an interesting one. Punisher Max at Punisher Max on Twitter asks, pick 2 each. Jerome Baker, Rashawn Evans, Darius Leonard, Patrick Onwasser, Joe Schobert. Without a doubt, you got to pick Darius Leonard here. He's got the most upside. We've already talked about that. But for me, as much as I like the other guys, I know Jerome Baker's in your spot. I love the fact that Onwasser has to play a team that's going to toss the ball. So he might be in a good position to get a lot of tackles or miss a lot of tackles. The reason why we both like Jerome Baker is because, Devin Bush balled out last week against the Patriots, so why shouldn't Jerome Baker at least have the opportunity to do that? But you don't know how they're going to play them yet either, because I don't think Jerome Baker's catching Antonio Brown if that happens. So
I like Leonard and Onswar here too. Onswar last year had 5 sacks, which was like, okay, and he didn't play a lot of snaps. And it was like, all right, like that's probably an outlier. But he went out this last week and he had a sack. And now he gets to play Arizona with a terrible offensive line with a rookie quarterback who, likes to run around a little bit. I could see, and he plays 100% of snaps. Answar does. So I think Answar is going to have a really big week. And even though I didn't have him super high in my rankings this week, I think he was in the mid-teens. I'm still playing him over a couple of guys that I have ahead of him just because of the upside, the potential. Do I think those guys might have a little bit higher of a floor, some of them? Yeah, maybe a little bit. But this week, Answar, for a guy who's not a name in IDP, a big name, I mean, this might be a season where he is a big name. And I think that he's kind of showing that and showed that. And like I said, I'm going to be playing him over a couple of guys, notably in one league. Even the guy we talked about earlier was Miles Jack. I'm going to play Answar over him just because I think that he, with Kyler Murray, I think things could fall his way in a big way. What do you guys think?
I'm with you. I love Von Wasser. I've been high on him all morning. I think that he is a must start. To be honest with you, been high on him ever since they got rid of CJ Mosley. So he plays in a good spot. He's consistent already, and he's going to play in a game where he's going to get a lot of show at because love or hate Arizona, man, they got some offense. So this is a 2-part question, but I'm gonna get back to your next part. Max, we have a bunch of live questions going soon.
Yeah, there was one other part of this question, wasn't there?
Yes, there's one other part of the question. So might as well pop her up for my man Punisher Max. At Punisher Max also has the other two, Ronnie Harrison, Keanu O'Neal, Justin Reed, Tracy Walker. Bro, this is crazy that you have all 4 of these. Let's just put that out there right now because obviously coming off, I'm a big Justin Reed fan. I think he's going to be a 10-tackle guy pretty consistently. Tracy Walker kind of came out of nowhere last week, but again, that was the matchup. They threw the ball 50 times. So take Tracy Walker off. I just don't think he's going to have what he had last week. He balled out, don't get me wrong, but when you're playing a team that throws 50 times, that the safety's going to get a lot of ball. I love Keanu O'Neal and Ronnie Harrison. I think both of them are solid plays every week in, week out. So that's a tough one to pick 2.
Yeah, to just pick 2. I'm going to go Justin Reed as a lock. And honestly, Keanu O'Neal is going to be a lock for me too. Ronnie
Harrison's so consistent.
He's in contention, but I thought he might have got he might have got nicked up last week. Let me check. He's actually right here on my team. He was questionable all week, ankle injury. So I guess we'll have to see if he actually plays or not. All that stuff should come out here in about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. We should start seeing who's going to be active or inactive. So maybe we'll circle back around to that. But as of right now, he's questionable. So.
Okay. Some other questions.
Yeah, I need to.
My man just popped back in. Russell did. This is the comment from her. Leonard Onwasser is who I'd pick. Well, guess what, Russell? We agree. We all think that that's the right guy to pick, and that's what we're going to go with.
Yeah, Leonard for sure. Answar is a good play too. It's a bummer you can't play them both. If the question's Leonard and somebody else, the answer is Leonard. For me, it's gonna just stay that way. Probably there's, after what he did last year as a rookie, you play him. This isn't.
Okay, yeah, I Leonard is a must play for me all day long, every day. It's just got to be a thing.
Mm-hmm. I got some other questions coming in here. Let me take a peek.
I got some people spamming the shit out of me on YouTube right now. It's hilarious. Just all up in the chats.
I think this question was asking about Thomas Davis. Where are you going to play? Who are you going to play? Would you play Thomas Davis over some of these guys? So would you play him over Demario Davis?
Yes.
From New Orleans? Yes? Okay. Well, that probably answers this question for him. But would you play him over Answar? I wouldn't.
Just tough. Thomas Davis is
He's a
he
thug.
looks as good as he ever has right now.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, the way he plays and the way Joey Post is playing right now, it only helps Thomas Davis.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
I say in that aspect, you kind of got to give that dude a shot, and
Yeah, if you were gonna put him in your lineup, this is the week to do it. But hopefully, this guy's watching and he heard you say I'd play him over Demario Davis. The other guys on his team, I wouldn't play him over. Devin Bush, I would not play Thomas Davis over Devin Bush. Jordan Hicks, I would not play him over Jordan Hicks.
the fact
Jalen
that you
Smith,
have Devin Bush, Jalen Smith, Thomas Davis, I mean, you
yeah,
need to do some trading, guy. I mean, you
yeah,
have some of the best linebackers in football,
yeah,
especially for fantasy. So if you have the opportunity to get rid of one or two of the guys,
yeah. Trade Thomas Davis if you can.
trade him high because right now, I mean, he's probably going to have another good week, probably 6 or 7 tackles. And
Mm-hmm.
in that aspect, you can sell him high or sell Jalen Smith high. I mean, because everybody's going to be all over him no matter what. And we agree he's a top guy. But I think Thomas Davis creeps in there because he doesn't have Luke Kuechly next to him anymore. So you have crazy amount of linebackers that are good linebackers. So you need to
Yeah,
give some sell and help your other players look see your lineup, and maybe we can talk about that
look
later.
to maybe
Increase
strengthen
your
yourself in
value
some other spots.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I got my man Russell here. I appreciate you being on here, Russell. You always hooks up. What do you guys think could be last year's Leonard this year? Well, I think you said that last week, and I think you said Devin Bush.
Yeah, I think I did.
If I'm talking rookie to be this year's, best rookie linebacker,
What did you guys think about Devin White's
Devin White.
injury? Yeah, I feel like his career is not starting great.
No, man. I like Devin White, and I think we've all been really high on Devin Bush. It sucks because he was in a good spot right next to Vontae David. Only makes him better. Just kind of nuts.
Okay, well, let's talk about this real quick then. I don't know if there's a particular question or not, but Minka Fitzpatrick, he's been having quite the week. And what do you guys think about that situation? You think he's playable this week? Do you think there's too much turmoil? Maybe they start. I mean, I don't really know what to think about.
I love Minka Fitzpatrick.
Same. I have him at 24. I want to play him. I have some teams that I have.
I can't wait till the start, sit, scratch, and comes out here in a second because in that aspect,
we're gonna know a lot.
He could be a healthy scratch, right?
Yeah, I guess he could. Honestly, if they want to protect him as an asset, but they don't. Didn't they just cut their other corner? Or not other corner, safety Jones. Didn't Rashad Jones get cut or something happened to him? Like, I don't understand who they're playing. I don't know. I mean, it's at this point, I don't know any of the players on Miami anymore. Like, it's so much turmoil, so much turnover right now. You just know they're linebacker guys. And then Minka was supposed to be the savior, I thought. I don't know. I think it's so crazy that last year he was, most people thought he was pretty good for a rookie. And then last week he gave up all those yards to Marquise Brown, and now it's like, well, he's just okay, and he sucks. And I'm like, it was one game, and it was against a guy that no one in the league's played against. They literally John Harbaugh schemed those plays for him, obviously, and he just did exactly what he was supposed to do. I don't know. I don't call that a knock on Minka, but it seems to be a lot of people holding it against him.
And it's just crazy to me how many teams want out of that.
How many guys went out of there?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Miami's not going to be in it. What is there to play for? Why would you even go out there? You're not going to win. Your coaches and, the management are okay to trade you down the river. You're not going to get paid.
Yeah. I mean,
why? What kind of passion, what kind of play would you want to go out there and do? I mean, I bet Kenny Stills has the best year of his career. You know what I mean? Why?
Yeah.
Because I bet he wants to win, and he knows he's on a team where that's the goal, and it's an achievable goal. It's not we're going to try to win. What's up, Steve?
What do you think? All right, man. Let me give you one here. I just got a question. What about San? Cannot.
Ego,
Yeah, let's just go with.
Sam Ego. I think that you can play the linebackers confidently from Miami. I think they're gonna produce. I'm not seeing whatever you guys are seeing because you guys
I
are
don't
just.
know what Steve's doing over here. He's just staring off into the.
Yeah.
I promise I'm not just staring off into space.
It was like
Every
he's
time.
like doing this. I was like, "What's
No,
going on?"
I'm trying to tweet this thing, and then I accidentally I accidentally left the link out the first time.
It's all
Then I
good.
went to go and do it again, and then I accidentally hit the back button and lost everything that I was doing again.
Rough morning.
Like I said, I was up late last night doing some fishing, and I got a little bit of sleep today, and now I'm just like I'm a mess.
It's all
today.
good, bro. I was just like, I'm just watching your facial
I
expressions.
know you guys are probably looking at me like getting angrier and angrier, just like
Trying to figure out what you're doing.
Don't
I gotta.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. I do like Sam Ogu. I'm just gonna leave it that way. I'm not gonna check him.
I like him a lot. I think that, and a guy like that in a linebacking situation like that, I mean, he could outperform Jerome Baker, and I like Jerome Baker a lot. So, top 12 guy this week for me. So, hopefully he pans out.
We're gonna let Steve go into the background and send his stuff off, and he can send us back in when he's ready.
Word.
I love these people trying to troll me on Twitter or on YouTube right now, but I mean, good on you, bro.
Don't even mute them.
At least you're here, bro. Like, at least you're listening in, I guess. So, I got another question. I think if Holcomb gets 85% of snaps or higher, he could be the Leonard from last year. Thanks for answering.
Yeah,
Russell,
we'll have to see.
I like the kid. I don't think he is that.
Darius Leonard.
He's no Darius Leonard. I mean, I was high on Darius Leonard before. Devin Bush is the athlete that we all expect. Darius Leonard is a freak. He is as good of a coverage linebacker and tackling linebacker as you're going to find right now in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what makes him big. I think that's why, I was so high on him last year. I can't believe he dropped to the third round last year. But maybe I watched college football more than I should. I literally drove 3 hours to watch Oklahoma and UCLA last night, watched the whole game late as hell, drove all the way back, make sure that we were on live this morning. So
a college football junkie. They're everywhere, dude.
I am. But
here's a question. What do you think about the linebackers and the safeties? Well, just the whole defense overall with Mosley going to be out this week. And I guess Quinnen Williams, but hasn't really proved to be a big factor yet, so I don't really know how much I want to even weigh in on him.
Well, he's been nicked up the whole time, man. This dude keeps getting hurt, and Quinnen Williams is out for the week. Him and CJ both. They've already been messed up.
What's funny is Mosley was a little banged up last year too, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, but
I know he missed at least one game.
Mosley's healthy. He's a must play.
He's a playmaker. He's a game changer, no doubt. This Neville Hewitt guy, he had a good week last week. He looks to be the guy to fill in this week, I would imagine, for Mosley.
Yeah, he might be the start in that group. I expect the Browns to come back with a vengeance. But if I were you and you had Adams, you better play Adams because he's definitely going to get to see.
Oh, yeah. Jamal Adams is every week must start, bar none. There's no reason you don't do that. I tweeted something yesterday. I basically said Hewitt is your start. If you have to go pick up somebody you feel confident, you get the snaps, and he's on the waivers. And Blake Cashman, the rookie, he's going to be your glory play. Maybe he does something, maybe he doesn't, but I think his snaps are definitely going to go up. So I think the odds of him doing something go up with that. So
I got another one for you from Russell. Man, you're hooking us up today. Russell says Thomas Davis or Tahir Whitehead. You said but it's a lock for me. It's Thomas Davis.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Kansas City's just going to throw the ball so far past the linebackers, because that's all Patrick Mahomes does, shoot rockets. And we saw last week that the linebackers for the Jacksonville kind of struggled to produce for you. Although it was week 1 last week, there was just a lot of missed tackles in general, I feel like. So maybe we'll see overall production this week go up a bit.
You guys are cracking me up today.
And I know I saw something too that the Jaguars were actually doing. It's funny I said that. I saw something earlier this week that said the Jaguars were doing some live tackling in practice because there were so many missed tackles, which apparently they don't do very often.
Got a little jab at me right here at BJ just because you're messing around. Cole Holcomb, did you miss anything on Come Holcomb? These people. At least you're here. Thanks. No, didn't miss anything. Cole Holcomb is going to be a stud. I think he is the right play. I don't know if he's this year's Darius Leonard. Again, I'm kind of with you on Devin Bush. My rookie IDP 411, he was my top 2 guy. I was a coin flip. Then Devin White got hurt. So right now, Devin Bush is the guy. So, I mean, we'll see how that works out. I'm pretty excited to see what's going on.
Yeah, I don't have Tahir Whitehead anywhere. I do have I don't have Thomas Davis anywhere either, actually. That's interesting. I just realized that. I have Burfset in a 1 or 2 spots as like a linebacker 4 or 5 guy. I feel comfortable with both these guys if that helps your buddy out, this dude out. But Thomas Davis is the play to me. The chart, like you said, and you were referencing Joey Bosa. I mean, Melvin Ingram looked sharp last week. Bosa looked sharp last week.
It just helps Thomas Davis. I
Tillery
really
didn't do much. But I think the Chargers are one of the most complete NFL teams, and a lot of that comes from the defensive side where they're very complete. So I'm all in on that. I guess we should I guess I need to hop on Twitter here. I guess some of the inactives will probably start dropping any minute.
Yep. Also, I'll probably check and see if I have any more questions from Twitter.
Yep, I'm seeing. I'm just going to go straight to Adam Schefter's feed because that's
I've got all these messages all of a sudden.
I'll just read off a few. Offense and defense. I mean, I don't mind sharing some offense. Bengals, running back, Joe Mixon, active. Chargers, wide receiver, Mike Williams, active. Patriots, wide receiver, Antonio Brown, active. Who else we got here?
We got 11 people online right now. I can't really see who you are. But
just getting spam.
If you got a question, answer me a question. So one spam guy, I had to get rid of that guy. He kept on messing with some stuff. We got jokes this morning, fellas. Jokes.
Hey, it's week 2. I'm here to have fun, man.
I'm having a blast. Loving this group together. We're kind of killing it right now. So need you guys to ask some questions. We're just got like 15 or 20 viewers.
I got a couple that I can just throw at you right now. Just for me personally on my team. Let me take a look here. I was looking at it earlier.
About that life.
What do you think about Ogunjobi with Sheldon there?
I mean, both are pretty solid, but I picked up Sheldon Richardson last week. He had 4 tackles by himself. He had like 5 quarterback pressures last week, and he would have had 2 sacks. But the problem with those 2 sacks is, you had penalties in the back end, and that killed him. And otherwise, I think Sheldon Richardson would have had maybe 7 solo tackles, which is
Did he have
crazy.
a sack last week or not? Ogunjobi had a good week. I mean, he had 3 tackles, but he got an assistant
that whole
tackle.
defensive line played well. Except for Olivia Vernon, which is weird.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. And he had a sack. So in this one league that I'm in, Ogunjobi was actually really productive. He put up 31 points. But I'm sitting him this week so that I can make room for Hubbard. I have Kenny Clark and DeForest Buckner in that league as my other D tackles. So I think I should be covered this week. Hopefully they can take care of business.
I'm going to bring our man Steve back. He's back from the Twitter sphere.
Oh, my God. It was sucking me in.
Yeah.
I was getting you.
It makes me angry sometimes, and when I get angry, my forehead gets
super
it gets real crazy looking. It gets all red and
Juan's online asking about Josie Jewell.
I call it my forehead, but it's
Josie Jewell. Thomas Davis. What's I just guess we don't, or do we know? We need to see what these inactives are.
Well, I'll give you this on Juan because I talk to Juan pretty regularly. Juan is pretty new to fantasy football. He does ask me a ton of questions, so I will give you some props. Juan is
Yeah, get those knowledge banks filled, bud.
in your lineup, Juan. I do like Josie Jewell. I have seen your lineup more times than I probably want to talk about, but I hope we help you quite a bit. If you want to ask Josie Jewell or somebody else, yes, I think you should start Josie Jewell in your lineup. From what I've seen before.
Yeah, it's kind of the Kareem Jackson thing where it's like the Broncos just aren't good. He's going to be on the field, and again, that's just going to increase your chances at production. And he has shown to be, productive.
So can I ask you a question on that?
Yeah,
along with that. So their offense is really bad, right?
Joe
So
Flacco
what do you think? What do you think about the defenses going against them? Do you think it's going to be like?
Joe Flacco's elite.
Do you think they're going to score less?
I think these defenses are going to crush them.
Well, yeah, they're going to crush them. I don't think they're going to be out on the field as long though. Three downs, you're out. You're back out.
True,
out the field.
True. But if you're talking regular fantasy scoring with the defense, where it's holding off more points, get you more points, then I think they're going to be good in that regard. I think they'll probably not that I don't know a whole lot about the offensive line in Denver. I thought they were working on it the last couple of years, but with Flacco back there, I don't know. I just don't trust any of it. I never really have. I don't have any assets on those teams on that team offensively, except for Royce Freeman, just because I think that he and Lindsey are already splitting work, so it's different than last year, straight up and down. And he could show out, and if he does that, I think that there's no reason that the new coaching staff won't give him more opportunities to do that. And Philip Lindsay, love the guy, but he's not your prototypical running back, and I think they're trying to build a prototypical team there in Denver. They keep failing, but Royce Freeman fits the mold better. So
they can fail all day long.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, I got a few popping in real quick. I'd like to knock them out.
Lay it on me. Lay it on me.
Clowney or Frank Clark?
Seahawks
Clowney balled out last week, bro.
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh offensive line's legit though.
I mean, are they?
Are they? They looked real legit last week, didn't they?
Well, okay, Big Ben in Foxborough. We don't talk about that. Okay, we don't talk about it.
Why not?
Because there's nothing.
We don't talk about Fight Club either. But I mean,
I'm gonna take Frank Clark in this one.
I'll agree with you. I'm just like busting your tail on this one. Yeah, I agree. I like Frank Clark. He could ball out though. He could ball out again. I mean, I like.
And the other thing is, he didn't play. He played 60-something% of snaps last week. Just got acclimated to the system. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. Frank Clark's been there all preseason, all training camp.
Yeah, he played 60% snaps, but I mean, how many hits on the quarterback did he have? As well as
I don't know. Andy Dalton though, his offensive line is like
exactly, and that's
5.
why
they were opening the door for him.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that even though Big Ben was in trouble and under pressure a lot last week, I don't think that this is not the unit in Pittsburgh is not as susceptible to that kind of bullshit. And I think that Clowney will have a little bit harder time. Not saying he won't be productive. I'm not saying he couldn't blow up. But I'm just saying it's going to be a lot harder than playing, Andy Dalton at home. You're playing Big Ben on the road, and you didn't go to training camp. So,
okay, I got a question for you. This is probably all me right here. How do you feel about Jair Alexander? We're number 4 from the Vikings. That's Anthony Harris. So in that aspect, I love Jair Alexander. I love Alexander.
Yeah, a lot of people like him.
He's a baller, and I get Anthony Harris played really well last week, which I think he got targeted because people know him or don't know him, so he got targeted pretty heavily. So in that aspect, if you're asking me, do I think? I mean, it really depends on what Rodgers does, but
I like them both. I think that Harris is going to be more IDP relevant this year than he ever has been.
And the reason I'm going to say this, and I'm with you, is who's going to throw the ball more? That's your one question.
Definitely the Packers.
Definitely the Packers. So I'm going to go.
But at the same time, I don't know. I think that
if you have to play a corner, that is.
Yeah, if this has to be corner specific, then yeah, obviously Alexander's an elite corner.
But I like Harris because I think Rodgers is going to throw the ball more than the 10 times that my man Kirk Cousins.
I couldn't believe that 93 yards from him.
That's not your typical Kirk Cousins. Mm-hmm. That looked like I don't think that's not going to be able to work today.
But they didn't have to. All they had, they couldn't stop the run. So why pass the ball?
Exactly. No, that was really abnormal.
And Kirk Cousins, when he has played Aaron Rodgers in his career, is nothing but fire. He has had some of his best games against Green Bay. Like I said on the show we put up 2-3 days ago, like when he played on the Redskins and last year. Some of his best games are at Green Bay, playing Green Bay. And Rodgers this isn't Aaron Rodgers playing the Bears like last week where he was still a decent quarterback. This is Aaron Rodgers playing a division opponent at home. This is going to be a high-scoring affair, I think, and I don't think it's going to be because Dalvin Cook rushes, 30 times. I think it's going to be because Kirk Cousins throws it 30, 40 times.
I got an interesting question for you. You ready?
I'm ready. Lay it on me.
I'm dropping Sean Hamilton for Cole Holcomb. Safe move.
The snap counts suggest it. I think he only played 4D1.
Everybody, it's funny. Everybody's like, "Oh, Sean Hamilton." I would love. I need to go back and find that.
He was off-season darling.
Mm-hmm. Somebody planted a flag on Sean Hamilton. I said, "You know what? I don't believe it." Right now, I'm feeling pretty good about it after the first game. But
Cole Holcomb played close to 90-something +% of snaps. I'm pretty sure. So that right there just tells you who you should have. So yeah, I think that's a good move.
Drop Sean Hamilton, take Cole Holcomb. I think me and my man Russell Mavis says yes, it's a safe move.
He agrees.
From the background, I agree with you completely. Yeah, drop that dude. Let's get rolling.
And it's week 1. This is when you should be making moves and trying to get guys on your roster that have potential and upside and all that good stuff.
Got another one good for here. I like it. Does Deion Jones bounce back this week, or should I play Kursky? I'm telling you right now, Deion Jones bounces back.
100%.
He's going to 100%. He still had 5 solo tackles last week, guys. Against a team that did not pass the ball at all, and he still had 5. He is a boss. Let's not get this twisted. He bounces back, play him with confidence.
Excuse me.
Deion Jones is a must play this week, and I went and picked him up. And I know it sounds weird. He was on the waiver wire, but I'm in a single IDP league, which I hate. By the way,
so that's tons and crazy talent just sitting out there.
That's not how to play IDP, guys. No, it's not.
That's not how you play IDP. We play these multiple leagues. And it's funny that I bring that up because my man Russell has his questions. Your guys' IDP league do scoring differential, say solo tackles 1.5, cornerback 2.5. Example, if not any thoughts. I do have a league where it's not different. It's more tackle heavy. So guys like Vernon Hargraves, Thursday night had the game of his life. By the way, me and Jordan talked about this Friday. Game of his life, hands down. 12 tackles, 11 solo, and an interception. That dude has 40-some tackles for his career. But I promise you, nobody played that dude. Because nobody expected 11 solo tackles out of the guy. So a lot of leagues will not play a whole lot of differential. They might give a reason to play a cornerback, but that's why you have safeties. And that's why you see majority of leagues like that will be the other way, which will be pretty even.
Yeah, I play in a variety. I don't know about you, Steve, but I like the ones that are just the main one. My main one that I was talking about a little bit earlier on here is everything's flat scoring. So everybody gets the same for everything. And it's kind of on the lower end side. So IDP guys really aren't super valuable. Obviously you still want to have good ones, but you're not seeing your first IDP player is not showing up till around, overall player 40. So, I'm also in some where the scoring's different for linebackers, D tackles, safeties, and corners. which I like. But even that's a little bit different where your big blow up players on that one because you get an extra bonuses for certain guys or your D tackles. Or like I said, I was talking about Ogunjobi a little bit ago. He got 31 points last week. He had one tackle for loss, one sack, and 3 tackles, and that was 31 points. And Hollywood Brown in that league had like 41 points. So for a D tackle to go out and have an okay game, whereas Hollywood Brown went out and had game of his life, and he still just barely outproduced him. In this league, DeForest Buckner last year had a game where he got like 80 plus points. So that's a little bit outrageous. I like to just do scoring that's flat, but I like it to be more fair. So you elevate interceptions should be worth a lot because they don't happen a lot. Sacks should be worth a lot because they don't happen a lot. Tackle should be worth a decent amount because there's no yardage variable. So if you go out and have 10 catches, well, you're going to have yards tacked onto that. So your player's going to have a PPR 10 and say 100 yards. So that's a 20 point. But if you just go out and have 10 tackles and there's no yardage element, you know what I mean? It's just 10 points. So I think tackles should be worth a little bit more than a point, 2 points, 2.5, just to make these guys, the good ones, be worth more. But that's a philosophical question. And it's the industry and the guys on our side of the ball really haven't all got together and talked about putting together a standardized scoring system where we can all agree on where it would help us rank things better. But I think in the next year or two that we are going to, as a community, figure that shit out because IDP is getting more involved. People want to do it, and then they're looking for answers to questions like this, and we need to have them. So, but
I agree. I like to see, in general, I like to see us grow, and I think that's actually happening. So,
oh, it definitely is. I mean, IDP when I first got into fantasy football was, only the crazies. You heard about them even knowing what it was, and now, I mean, pretty much everybody knows what it is. It's just not many people are in it.
All right, I got 3 more questions just popped up.
Let's do it.
More dilemma. Says you guys are great. One more dilemma: K Moore or facing a quarterback. Honestly, I could understand it. I like Moore.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Moore. He's a proven commodity. He's one of the better slot corners in the league, right? He's a slot corner almost exclusively. Okay, yeah. And he's on a great team, with a great coach. He's gonna, I think he's gonna be on the field a lot of snaps. So
appreciate the love, BJ. That's pretty awesome.
Dude, that was a good question. We don't get a lot of cornerback questions. I usually just stream my corners, or just kind of just find whoever's the highest projections, or who I think is going to shadow the receiver who's going to get some love, the tight end that's going to get some love.
I got one that you're high on, or I've been high on, but something that you've talked about recently. Is Josh Allen from the Jags a must start this week?
Yeah, with Yannick out, if you have him, play him 100%. This could be his breakout week too. I mean,
dude, I love this dude.
I could see 3, 4, 5 tackles and 1.5, 2 sacks. We'll see what the snap percentages are.
If that happens,
he's playing Houston too. I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, he's playing a team that's notorious for giving up.
They allowed 4 sacks last week
in division.
Is your man going to get edged out?
Yannick, don't even talk like that. He's hurt. He's never been hurt before.
You're going to have some hurt feelings soon.
I've already got hurt feelings. He never gets hurt, though. Yannick's never missed a game in his career until this week. Tell that to Joey Bosa. Tell that to DeMarcus Lawrence.
Glass Bosa.
Yeah, I like Josh. I like Josh Allen. I like him. If you check my IDP 401, I definitely blew this dude up. He's a baller.
I can't believe he dropped in the draft like he did too. Like, I just don't understand that.
He's for real. He's just it really just depends on needs.
He's a different breed.
A lot of guys figured that need out before they started the year. Russ Mavis asked, how many IDP positions do you guys have in starting your league? Mine starts 7. Too many or not enough? I actually love this. For me, I have 2 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and 2 either safeties or corners. So I'm right with you. I also have 7 in my MFL league. I think it is almost a perfect aspect. I think your league is very similar to mine. BJ just asked, this is what he says. My league is deep, two defensive tackles, 2 defensive ends, 3 linebackers, 2 cornerbacks, 2 safeties, and 1 defensive player. So 1 flex player, I'm guessing. Yeah, that is a ton. So if I'm in a league like this, and it's funny because you get asked about how you draft IDP, and say you're in a dynasty league or you're going to start a dynasty league next year, maybe we should do that with our group. That would be kind of legit.
Yeah, we ought to.
If I had a group like this, I am not kidding you. After my core 4 guys in the very beginning, you better just watch out because I'm going after IDP like crazy, especially in a IDP, league where you expect them to get more points. And
a lot of these balanced scoring leagues are just IDP super heavy. You know what I mean? It's not truly balanced.
I play in a league where we start 10 on both sides.
That's crazy. I mean, I don't know how you can. I mean, maybe in a 10-team league, but I'm in a 12-team league.
It's a 12-team league. Yeah, it's deep.
7, and it seems like there's not enough.
There's never enough. And it's also it's got some cornerback premium scoring to it too. So a little bit of defensive tackle premium.
Definitely be going getting the Fullers. That's the thing is you should go get Vernon Hargraves, who balled out Thursday night, and sell him high because somebody is gullible and going to expect him to do that again. And like I said, he just had a quarter of his entire career's production in one game.
I want to say I went and picked up Tracy Walker just in case.
Tracy Walker's he's playing safety. I'm talking about.
I know, but cornerbacks, yeah. Well, I mean, they still score pretty good, but the safety.
You pick up Hargraves and you sell him high to somebody that's really gullible because somebody is, oh man, look what he did this week, and I promise you'll be able to get somebody. That's the fun with that. Here's another one, and this is a good question because I'm not high. I was high in the beginning, but after last week, I don't know what to do. When is it safe to start Ed Oliver? Bro, are you kidding me? I love Ed Oliver.
You probably already got him started, huh?
If it's a D tackle, like if you have to start 1 D tackle league, I mean, I think you can just start him every week. But if it's a D line situation and you don't have to start him, he's not a guy that I'm quite yet comfortable playing unless I start like 2 or 3 and like he's my best option. Does that make sense? I think at D tackle he's going to be productive and he's going to be one of the more productive guys. But
yeah, I like Ed Oliver. I think he is going to be a must start probably in week 2, week 3.
Yeah, give him a couple more weeks. Let's see what's up. I think he only played like 60-something% of snaps last week, for what that's worth.
Yeah, I think it kind of like makes sure he gets into the time and see what he goes there. What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, like I was saying, if you just have to start 1 D tackle and you know he's your best option, I would play him. He's an elite level athlete. He's in a good position. But like I said, I think his snaps were only in the 60s last week, 60%-ish. Maybe that goes up this week. I don't know. Maybe there was a reason that was. But if you have to start 2 or 3 D tackles, I definitely would be putting him into my lineup for the upside alone. Depending on who you have, if you have DeForest Buckner and Kenny Clark and Deron Payne, I'm not sitting any of them for Ed Oliver. But if you're looking at, I don't know, like Malcolm Brown and Ndamukong Suh and, Ogunjobi, I would probably find a way to get Ed Oliver in there in one of those spots. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Is that fair enough?
That's what I believe. Love to know what you think, Richard, about Jordan's take. And for me, it's 3 weeks from now. But I love Ed Oliver personally. I'm a big fan.
Got another question for you.
Okay.
Let's do it.
After old Aaron Donald pooped the bed last week, how do you feel about him this week versus New Orleans or say Justin Houston versus Tennessee?
I do like Justin Houston versus Tennessee. However, it's Aaron Donald, and did you see what the defense did to Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, that was.
So yes, Aaron Donald is going to get after the Saints.
I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna go with Justin Houston there. I think that the Saints line is good. I think that Breeze is going to throw it away instead of
Course,
take sacks.
like you said, I mean, they could treat him like they treated J.J. Watt. Who got nothing.
Exactly. I think they.
I guess what I really
down.
have is a four-way situation here where I've got Sam Hubbard, Justin Houston, Frank Clark, and Aaron Donald to choose from for 2 spots.
I would love to be in your position where
Well, in that spot, I'm taking Hubbard and Clark. Personally, I know
Hubbard.
that might sound like absolute insanity.
It sounds crazy that you have to do that.
I never said I wasn't.
How they stopped J.J. Watt last week. J.J. Watt did nothing, right? And we talked about this on Friday. Jordan and I talked about this on Friday. The reason why Aaron Donald didn't do much last week is, one, Ndamukong Suh's gone. One, J.J. Watts didn't do well. Clowney's gone. And it's their first game. They got to figure out who's going to be the other guy to take some leverage off them. And we brought this up before the first week's game. Hey, this could happen. We really believe this could happen. And it happened, Jordan. I mean, you and me talked about it Friday. We're like, look, it actually happened. Because now I don't have to worry about the other guy, so I can double team J.J. Watt. I can double team Aaron Donald. So
that's exactly what they did,
too. Maybe you should have paid Sue.
Yeah. Maybe.
Nah.
They'll find somebody to replace him, right?
Sue again had a good first 2 weeks. So, like we talked.
What was their concern? He took plays off and stuff and wanted money?
On Clowney, yeah.
For Sue, I thought that was the same situation.
So, there's that on that. Russell says, let's go Buffalo. Okay, man, I'm with you, man. Buffalo has the craziest fans on the planet.
Josh Allen,
those tailgates, bro.
Josh Allen, QB1.
At least you got something there in Buffalo.
I'm starting Josh Allen this week in a matchup against my arch nemesis.
Russell always says, I play in a 10-team league and start a total of 17, including both offensive and IDP. Thanks for that. Great show, guys. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for hopping on it.
Yeah,
again, we'll be doing this every week, so we appreciate you. Thanks for giving the love. So, Richard, I hope we answered your question about Ed Oliver. When is a safe state? For me, it's 2 to 3 weeks. However, if you're in a league where you have to play a lot or you only have a few guys, then I say start him now. Give him a shot. Personally, if you have to. But I say give it another week or two. Guys, that's all the questions I have. I haven't got any more questions later. I guess I'll check Twitter real quick because I love you guys.
Yeah, check that real fast. You guys want to talk anything matchup specific before we make our exit? I feel like we might.
I personally love Atlanta this week with them playing Philly. I don't know what it is. They love to play in the Dome, and Carson Wentz does not play well away from home, which is why I love Deion Jones and Keanu O'Neal, by the way.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some offensive stuff go down this week. I'm in a league where Tyreek Hill and my main league, Tyreek Hill and Mike Williams are my wide receiver 1 and 2. So I get to start John Ross and Calvin Ridley this week.
Give it a shot. I'm starting John
Ross.
Are you ready for this? I'm starting John Ross and Tyrell Williams this week in the league because I traded away Thomas.
I want this to be one of those things where it's like the Will Fuller thing a couple of years ago where it's like, well, it happened, but don't do it. It's not going to happen again. And it just keeps happening and happening and happening. That's what I'm really hoping happens with John Ross. I hope he goes like just a small $120 and 3. You know,
I'm with you. I'm hoping that he is now
what they drafted him to be. He was a number 4 overall pick, right?
Well, I don't know if he was that high. I don't know. He was,
dude.
I mean,
we gotta check that real quick.
He couldn't have been because wide receivers have not been taken in the top 5 in a long time.
We'll have to check that out real fast.
John Ross is
9. He was drafted 9th.
Yeah, there's been a top 5.
That's pretty damn high.
That's because they expect Jerry Jeudy to go in the top 5 this year, in next year's draft, and which will be the first time. Most people do. He's on Mel Kiper's and a few others' big board as the number 1 player in the league. Right? I don't know if I believe that. I personally am not going to take a receiver that early.
Oh wow, Corey Davis went number 5 that year. gosh, what a garbage player.
He's not who.
And
He
Mike
looked good at
Williams-
Western.
Yeah, he's at Western Michigan.
Yep. I remember seeing him play up there at Western Michigan.
3 wide receivers went in the top 10 that year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is insane.
That was just a couple years ago. That's the crazy.
Didn't Galladay go in the same draft as Corey Davis?
I think Galladay he was taken very late.
Yeah, he was like 4th round, wasn't he?
I'm looking at it right
Yeah,
now.
well, I mean, Michael Gallup was there too, right? Michael Gallup, same class.
I think he was last year.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
Gallup was last year. He was a rookie last year.
But I mean, isn't that
Kenny Galladay was taken with the last pick of the 3rd round.
3rd round?
that
Okay,
same
so
year.
it was almost the 4th round.
They had some supplemental picks that happened after that.
Good job, Detroit. You finally did it right.
Something right. Unfortunately, Kenny Galladay is already like, what, 25, 26?
Yeah, but I mean, he's still doing better than.
Juju Smith-Schuster was taken with almost the last pick in the 3rd round that year, or 2nd round that year.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
He's still what, 22, 20, 23
He
maybe?
just turned 23, I think.
Yeah, he's incredibly young.
Yeah, incredibly young. He's going to be great. I have him on one dynasty league, and I'm never going to trade him.
Until he turns into AB, right?
No, man, he
He'll
goes.
Oh
literally
man,
never
that
be
would be.
that. He'll
I hope
literally
not.
never be that.
I'm
big
just
of a
kidding. I
jackass.
hope not.
Dude, AB. Ugh.
What?
It's like I can be. I don't have to be a closet Steelers fan.
I'm almost
I can be
almost
Steelers
sure that his brain is affected by CTE.
No, he's just that big. He's just that arrogant. He's just that
Mr.
narcissistic.
Big Chest.
He's
Okay, I'm
that.
gonna give a little shout out to all the guys that asked questions. Mike
Yeah, do
Kim, Jordan Knight, Alfred Cohol, who apparently is your boy. The Dynasty Chef hooks us up. Stephen Taylor, Punisher Max. Of course, my man Russell Mavis was all over it today. BJP Bankhead, Richard Malone. Who else we got here? Juan Rodriguez. I appreciate you as always checking in on us.
Mm-hmm.
The Hunter hopped in. We don't want to talk about him. Let's go with Richard Malone as well again. And I think that's pretty much it. For guys that ask questions.
I see that. Did we miss some stuff on there? Because I think I see some stuff over here on YouTube I didn't see on.
Yeah, look at him real quick. I mean, I don't have to go yet.
I say,
anymore.
there we go. Here, it just popped up.
Give it
What's
to
that
me.
one? I don't. What do you got?
Who's more worthy of stashing?
Yep, let's pop it up. I just saw.
Yep.
Who's more worthy of stashing in the IR slot? Check Ryan or Grugier Hill?
Grugier Hill.
Grugier Hill, go get it.
Yeah,
that's
if you can put him on an IR spot, definitely. He needs to be.
He'll be starting soon, I'm sure.
Yep. If you're in a weird league like mine, you can only keep 26 people and you're inactive. You have to kick off and then redraft. But
I'm in leagues where like you can only put guys on your IR if they're on IR,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm in some where you can put guys on your IR if they're like probable, out or probable. And I think that's the way to go. I mean, that gives you the real kind of flexibility. But whatever. I'm only commissioner of one league, and the league I'm in.
Man, Richard, you guys are my favorite, man. I really appreciate it. IDP for life. IDP for life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby. We'll have a show up tomorrow for Expand the Box Score. Hopefully tomorrow afternoon at 4 on their website. We're gonna break down everything that just happened on today. In the future, hasn't happened yet, but in the future today, we're gonna watch all that stuff. We're gonna do studs and duds again, probably like last week. That's separate from this, though. This is the IDP Hour. This is our live cast for Full-Time Fantasy Podcast Network. But we are in 2 different spots right now. We do different shows for each one, but they're both high-quality stuff. One's early in the week. We talk about the breakdown from this week, and one's later in the week, which is the full-time one, where we kind of prep you for the upcoming week, which is the one Jarod and we put up yesterday on our Twitter feeds. And I saw that got actually quite a few views for it just only being up for less than 24 hours. So
and it went up late.
Yeah, we put up late in the afternoon, and I was listening to it this morning, kind of like looking for timestamps for stuff, and just kind of like listening to overall quality.
So go check out the YouTube guys.
They say if you guys are stats people, check out that Expand the Box Score site.
Yeah, they got good
they got
stuff.
some really good stats there.
Doesn't check full time out too. Full time fantasy.
Oh
has a
yeah,
lot.
we
Oh,
have
yes,
some of the
definitely.
best podcasts. My favorite one on there right now is the FF Hustle Pod. Don't get out hustled.
I like the After Dark guys. They're pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, that was the first one I listened to on this network. Before we were even on here, I was listening to them, and Jim's on there, and a couple other guys. Andy, they do some. They're funny dudes, and they're all in like these massive leagues, and a lot of them they're in together. So it's fun.
Check out that new IDP show once it's up there.
Yeah, and then we'll have our actual first show, the IDP hour, will go up. Like I said, I was giving you a little prep. That'll go up next week. But any more questions? I think I got all the ones I had written down and that had popped up on my Twitter timeline and in my DMs. I think I got them all out there. I'll check one more time, but I think I might be good to sign off if you guys are.
Well, right now I'm out of questions. I appreciate everybody popping on. Again, this will be, if you want to check this show out for the next hour before you got questions that we might have popped on.
Don't be scared to send us something on Twitter too. Just add us. We'll be sitting around getting ready for football too, just like you.
Well, can't wait for you two guys. All right, I guess we're out. Appreciate you.
Good luck, everybody. Go win your matchups.
Let's go.